team and personnel that...
They're playing championship-level football right now. There's no arguing the fact that the Trenton BIC right now are the favorites to win the 2022 championship.
And so far, they've proven rightfully so. And the team we have coming up in this next matchup from New Jersey, the Paterson U, might be their biggest contender, but the U is far from able to say that they're going to have an easy walk back to the championship, because in their way right now stands a rare breed team that when they faced this BIC team earlier on this year in the first week of the season, it was just as close of a game that BICU was. It was a game that we felt at times the rare breed would have what it takes to stay with this BIC team that has shown that they're at least the cream of the crop of the Eastern Division. But it'll be interesting to see what the rare breed brings to the table at the quarterback position, and to see what the U has in store in a revenge game, a comeback game, because it's been a really long time since we've seen them play a game after a loss. And since their last loss, which was the championship against the Immortals a couple years ago in 2019, they hadn't lost until 2 weeks ago. So it's going to be a great game of football again, and I'm really excited to see how this second matchup of New Jersey-Maryland ends up.
And Ricardo Freeman on the other side for that defense. The big question for me is whether OG Buck, Rakeem Chaney's behind center, whether or not Lenny Manziel will be the one playing behind there as well, or maybe even Carl McCaskill, Cam Boogie. There are a lot of options for the Baltimore rare breed on offense.
Well, I think what they need to do, Matt, is they need to pick one of those guys. And if it were me, it would be Rakeem Chaney, who they call OG Buck, who's been a long-time quarterback in this league, and it sounds like it's maybe a negative, but he's one of the best game managers this league has seen, and he's able to call a great game, he's able to stay poised in the pocket, and he can both run and deliver the ball in the air, which makes him a very dynamic passer.
And let's take a look at the final stats one more time. Your final score was 39-12. 69 rushing yards, nice for the Trenton BIC, 14 for the Baltimore Gators. The big story here, passing yards, 387 yards on the day for Sterry Codrington, 291 combined for Carlos Crosland and John Gauze Jr., 456 total yards, 305 for the Baltimore Gators. But Corey, the one that stands out the most, those 3 turnovers.
Yeah, and in that first half, those 2 interceptions, one was in the end zone with a scoring opportunity for the Gators, took away potential points off the board, and that could have been a tie game at that point. And then the third drive of the game where Ace Boogie's rolling out and just throws it errantly, not out of bounds. Huge mistake there, and it led to a deluge that just kept on coming down against the Gators.
Well, they saw their reflection in a snow-covered hill, and the landslide is what brought down the Baltimore Gators. And on the other side of this break, we're going to get locked and loaded with our second game of the afternoon. The Paterson U, for the first time since week 1 in 2020, will be walking in coming off a loss. Will the Baltimore rare breed pounce and get revenge for the 2021 Final Four? Or will the Paterson U get back to their winning ways on the level of play from Quattrell Huffin and this Paterson U offense and defense? It's going to be an interesting question that we get answered on the other side of this break. You're watching the A7FL Games of the Week on Stadium and on Fight. So when we return, make sure that you're sitting down, grab your snacks, get your popcorn ready, because we've got football coming for you on the other side of this break.
to prove it, I'm ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top.
We are live from Abyssinia Stadium in Wilmington, Delaware, as the Paterson U, for the first time since the start of the 2020 season, look to come back and get a win after a loss as they battle the Baltimore Rare Breed here at Abyssinia Stadium. Welcome to the A7FL Games of the Week. I'm Matt Ryan, joined alongside Corey Hammond. LJ Smith will be joining us in just a moment. And Corey, the Paterson U coming off a loss might be the most dangerous thing in football.
Yeah, I think what they're going to do, if I were the U, what I would do is kind of get back to the basics. What you saw late in the BIC game 2 weeks ago is that when the U wants to, they can put out a lineup that's bigger, stronger, and badder than you, hand the ball off to a running back that you want no business tackling, and just churning out yardage after yards after yards, matriculating downfield. You use a term that you use a lot, Matt. But that's what I want to see from this Paterson U team, is getting back to the basics, getting back what makes them a better team than most, and that's good, sound, fundamental football, and then from there they can go with the play action and the big play threats, because the team that they're playing is no slouch. The Rare Breed come off a really deep run last year into the A7FL playoffs. They're one of the 4 best teams if you go by the bracket. And even though they changed their name, guys, they still have playmakers on both sides of the ball. I'm looking at a guy they call Beefy on the defensive line that is a lot faster than his name might suggest. And on offense for the Rare Breed, you got to look out for a guy named Aunt Mo, and he hasn't been coming in there every single time on offense for the Rare Breed so far in the first couple of weeks. But make a big check mark next to his name as one of the players to go to if the Rare Breed are going to stand a chance in this game.
And you also have to talk about players like Raheem Chaney, OG Buck. You got to talk about Ricardo Freeman. You got to talk about Pac Money. We just saw Ashante Worthy, one of the most dangerous returners in the A7FL. I would put Pac Money right up there with him. And
Ashanti might be the name in New Jersey that you go to as the best returner. But if you go straight to Maryland, it might be number 25 for last year's Cobras, this year's Rare Breed, Pac Money, who is a dynamite returner.
Fastest man in Baltimore, by the way. He's the fastest man in Baltimore, Pac Money.
And that's legit. That's LJ Smith, 100% verified, fastest man in Baltimore.
Factual. Yep.
And let's talk about some of these players. Let's talk about Ricardo Freeman, the Wolverine.
Well, there's two guys on the defense for the Rare Breed that stand out. One of them's number 8. They call him the Freight Train. And then number 30 right there, you see him against my team, basically suplexing and poor Laperti.
He had 9 tackles in week 1 against the BIC, did Ricardo Freeman.
All over the field, and he's one of those instinctive football players that he's just got a nose for a ball and is always there.
And we talk about the Paterson. You can't talk about anybody but Quattrell Huffman behind center.
Well, there's a reason he's the MVP, and there's a reason why they succeed. And when he has time in the pocket, he's able to deliver the ball on target up to 70 to 80 yards down the field with his arm. And also, when you give him an opportunity with his legs, he's making big plays all over the field.
And then you take a look at the rest of this offense. Silky smooth Kareem Moon. And you see number 7 there.
Kyle Ward had a big week against BIC. Just wasn't enough as he scored multiple touchdowns and showed that he is a potential go-to player. Yeah, and that was a couple weeks ago when the Paterson U took on this Gators team that we just saw play.
You see that Joel Jumpman Rivera. You see the ice cream truck. You see Donald Hubert. You see a lot of great players. They were is viral. Just doing it for the swag, doing it for the style points. And we look here, the Paterson U wearing their black uniforms. They traditionally have worn white up until this season, sometimes a little bit of green, but that change in behavior, that change in persona, having the huge target on their backs, gentlemen. That's a huge target on their backs. If you're just joining us, I'm Matt Ryan, joined by LJ Smith and Corey Hammond. And guys, when you enter this game, LJ, I asked Corey this question before you joined us back here. Paterson, you coming off of the loss, most dangerous thing in the A7FL, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why they're wearing funeral black, right? So that is exactly what you said, right? So when they lost, regardless of how they lost, regardless of what the score was, the outcome was, like you said, that was the first time they've tasted defeat in years, right? And we're talking about full season years, postseason years. We're talking about, you know, they're like the back-to-back years. Long time. You know, it's a long time. Are we the same person we were 2 years ago? No.
And every year, as the defending champs, multiple years, they're asked to play a tougher schedule than the everyday average A7FL team.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, I think, in all sports, but especially in the A7FL, where these guys are not full-time. Every single second of their life is devoted to winning. So having that success sometimes can be a negative, and it's how you deal with that consistent success to keep hungry enough to fight. And I think that loss early on in the regular season, because we were talking about it 2 weeks ago, they lost to BIC, but in the grand scheme of things, it might not really mean that much because their path is still clear if they take care of what they need to take care of to potentially get back for another rematch when it really matters in the A7FL playoffs down the road.
And the interesting thing about that is we saw them face off in the regular season. We saw them face off in the championship game to decide seeding. But the seeding is so important in the
especially
A7FL.
now.
Yeah, especially now as we've seen the expansion of the A7FL expanding into Ohio, expanding into the Kentucky area, expanding in further in Florida, in Los Angeles, Nevada, so many opportunities. Washington, D.C., Boston coming in 2022. There's so many opportunities, and we want you to be a part of it. If you're watching it right now and you're like, I love this game. I want to bring it to my hometown. We're hearing it all the time in the comments.
You're looking at that guy keep talking is actually still like an existing player.
Yeah. But also it's like, if you're watching, like all the time, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, bring this game to Atlanta, bring this game to Miami, bring this game to Texas.
It's not our job.
Yeah, it's you
yours.
guys. Head on over to a7fl.com/owners and sign up now to become a part of the future of football. Own a team, own a division, be a part of the future of football. And also, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I could do Corey Hammond's job.
Yeah.
Do you think that? I don't think you can do it. But if you think you can do it, head on over to a7fl.com/players. Prove you can bring it on Sunday. LJ and I are just going to sit up here in the booth, relax, look nice, look fancy.
Air-conditioned facility, why not, right?
Tremendous facility. A tremendous facility here at Abyssinia Stadium. You talk about the new divisions. Talk about the Covington Heist having a great season. They took the loss yesterday.
Yep.
But what excites me is seeing some of these new divisions stand up to the Paterson U, to the BIC, to the Rare Breed, to the Gators. We've seen the DC Buzz, who are going to be playing a little bit later on tonight, and you'll see that game in the near future here on the A7FL Games of the Week. DC Buzz in Week 1 had a really solid effort. Their record may not reflect it, but I think they're a team to watch.
Yeah, that's going to be a good. The matchup for you said is going to be on A7FL Games of the Week with the Renegades, right? That's
not going to be live, but we'll be able to see that soon. Lenny Manziel, the captain today for the
it's both quarterbacks, and see OG Buck there. For me, that's the biggest question for the Rare Breed going into today. Having a two-quarterback system as a member of a two-quarterback system is really tough on both parties, because what you're assuming is that it's like the video game where the numerical assignment of skill is going to be consistent. But when you're asking a guy coming in either off the bench or to start to not make a mistake, or you're going to go with the other guy, it puts a little bit extra pressure when playing against the U is pressure enough.
Yeah.
So I think if it were me and I'm a member of this Rare Breed team, which is, again, an amalgamation of the Cobras and a couple other teams from the Baltimore area trying to build up, to bulk up and be able to take on this, specifically this U team, having that consistency at the quarterback position where if one mistake is made, you're not automatically just pressing the reset button and sending another guy in there. I want to see OG Buck given the reins, get the ball to Ant Mo, and what we've seen from the U is, yes, they are among the elite teams in this league, but they are a little bit more vulnerable than we've seen them in recent years.
And it will be the Rare Breed who won the toss. They take the option to defer. And also, you talk about the level of competition in this league. You know, David Meltzer saying the Los Angeles Aces are going to win.
He was saying that the face of the league. That's a little premature. We'll see what we got, buddy.
The Santa Monica Vibe have come out of nowhere.
Oh, that's the kid from the California video. Yep.
He set the pace, and he made a bold statement.
Wearing some CC Sabathia pants. Let me tell you about that.
Aren't they undefeated, though?
They are undefeated, but who have they played?
No, but this is the thing, though. If I'm not mistaken, we were talking about the new divisions and seeding, right? Every game counts, because guess what? If I'm not mistaken, a certain seed from New Jersey is going to have to go to California.
I think it's the fourth seed from the
to California.
New Jersey division has to play the California Vegas
that's what I'm
division.
saying. So that's huge.
And also playing on different levels
Right.
of turf.
And right now,
Different time
that's
zone.
the Schno boys, the Schno tribe.
Snow Tribe? Oh, we sent out there, they get smacked, they come
And
back.
Their owner's an NFL player. I think he can foot the bill.
Stephen Jones Jr. will be taking the return here for the Paterson U as the Baltimore Rare Breed will throw it off here. It looks like Ricardo Freeman will be the one throwing it off.
I remember when the Rare Breed, before they were the Cobras, they were the Kings. He used to wear a padded helmet because he had no regard for his own personal safety and would put his head into every tackle. Yeah. He's named the Wolverine for good reason.
Yeah, he's a man who may not be made out of adamantium, but surely plays like it. And the throw-off begins, and here comes an opportunity for the Paterson U to score on an untimed down.
And this is my man, Too Easy. You know, Too Easy got that speed run. Whoa, what a hit! What a hit! And we was just talking about Wolverine from the rip, and that is Too Easy. Man, oh man, those Baltimore, the boys.
SJ as a running back is not as it gets a little bit friendly there.
And the tempers are.
That's a rare quarterback getting in the mix. That's not a smart play, as Ricardo Freeman is the one you would expect, given Huff the business. But SJ, the returner, who's also a very good running back in this league, known for some of his stiff arms and truck sticks in that matchup against the Florida team last year.
But this is what the Paterson U do. They use that level of aggression, that level of smack talk. We'll see here on the replay. Great tackle by Freeman, the assist by number 9, Marcellus Pack. A dangerous 3-on-1 combination. Pack money.
That's the rare tackle from the Wolverine. He's holding it back because he wanted to give him everything there. Great play by Wolverine to stay in the game.
He wanted to play keeping it real. It goes wrong in real life. And thankfully that did not happen.
I mean, SJ stiff arms a lot of people on national television.
And stiff arming somebody well after the whistle, after a hard hit on you, is not what we were talking about.
When you're standing over another dude doing a double bicep, and you won't let him up,
that's irritating.
That's some line stepping.
Shout out to Ken Stansberry for some reason trotting across the field in his BIC blue, got the shades on. He's happy.
He's a visiting dignitary. It's like in the 70s when Joe Frazier would be at like a middleweight fight.
Yeah.
He's just like, ladies and gentlemen, the world heavyweight champion Joe Frazier.
He would stand
or
up.
like in a UFC fight where you just see like the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers there for no reason. They just cut to weird random shots.
Well, Ken Stansberry has no qualms about having an issue with the Paterson U. So right now, as a member of the BIC who took the U down, he's probably going over that Rare Breed sideline telling him how to maybe what to be doing.
So you say he's a hate on the low?
That's not hate. That's just strategy right there. The U gets 2 losses on their record. They're not coming back to catch BIC in the New Jersey standings.
That will basically give the BIC the division, in my opinion.
Ken Stansberry is all about BIC all the time.
Quattro Huff, the magician. I can't wait to see this offense here.
So the ball will be set at the 30-yard line.
And unlike last week, at the bottom of your screen, number 9, maybe the heart and soul of this Paterson U team, Silky Smooth, Kareem Moon, is a starter and is going to make a big impact in this game.
Big smoke and Moon in motion. Toss to Kareem Moon. Moon loses his footing, and he'll be brought down for a huge loss at the 24-yard line.
Beefy with assist tackle by Wolverine again. Again, he sniffs. You said how many tackles he had last week? 10?
Ricardo Freeman had 9
tackles last week, and that's
in week 1.
In week one. So you figure, like I said, he's like a ball hawk. He's like one of those guys that.
And at the defensive end position for the Rare Breed, that guy's name is Beefy. He's lost a lot of weight since last year when he earned his name, probably.
Still got a little beefy left here.
But he is a lot more explosive than his body frame might suggest, and he ate up the reverse on that play.
2nd and 16. Sadiq Pitts set up next. Could be Sadiq Pitts. Could be number 26. Pardon me. I think that's Amir Morris or Stephen Jones Jr.
Stephen Jones Jr.
SJ.
Those black jerseys are really hard to read a little bit. But the throw, this one isn't hard to read. Out of the hands.
But let me tell you something. That pressure, you see how they're getting the Quattrell.
Well, that's been the story all season, guys, for the U, is that Quattro Huffin has been running for his life back there. Yeah, he's a magician, but there's only so much magic you can pull on a play-to-play basis. And he did maybe have Kareem Moon back there deep on the post, but when you got a man coming screaming at you in your face, you saw, if you go back to the replay, he just adjusted his back foot just a little bit and a little bit too much on the throw, bringing up 3rd and almost forever.
3rd and 15. After being sacked 10 times in week 1, he'll dump it and it'll be 4th down.
That's actually a designed opportunity for the defensive line from Maryland to get through because it looked like they set up the screen there. But they got through so quickly. Huff has to just get rid of the ball because his running back didn't even turn around for the screen pass, and it'll be 4th and 15.
Corey, when's the last time you see not only do you lose, but the first possession
not even get a first down? They're 3 and out.
3 and out?
LJ, I don't know if I've ever seen in a live game that you go 3 and out.
But is this a pace-setting one? Is this a pace setter for the U?
Well,
because we've seen them okey-doke teams before on the 3-on-1 throw-off. This one will go out of bounds, and it will be called out at the 18-yard line.
There's Pack Money, so that's a great play by Huff to just throw it out of bounds. You see the elite arm strength there in the change of possession.
Rare breed in their Charlotte Hornets early 90s style uniforms. We'll take a look at their starting lineup. Rakeem Chaney behind center, Marquise Williams at fullback, Anthony Davis, Marcellus Pack, and Tony Totap, Marlon Anderson at the wide receiver position. We've got Aubrey Minor at tight end and Donnell Andrews on the offensive line.
And if my math mistakes me, that's 6 eligible players out of the 7. Looks like they're going to spread the U out.
But we have 33/22, Quentin Bragg on the line, a.k.a. Q.
Former Savage, New Jersey Savage player, moved to Maryland, found himself a spot with the Rare Breed.
New Jersey Savage, we're the best.
Not anymore.
Not this season.
I was waiting for y'all guys to say something.
At the bottom of your screen, number 2, that's Ant Mo. As a quarterback, I'm looking at the matchup on him, and he's 6'4", jumps out of the gym, strong, run after catch option. He's who I'm looking at.
4 on the line, 2 wide receivers, fakes the screen. OG Buck, not with a lot of time. Reception goes downfield, and the big man gets to the 35-yard line.
That's just OG Buck doing what he do best. Using the time he has, pocket collapse, rolled out to his right, dump off pass to my man Beefy.
Good quarterback play. That's first read, not there. Second read, not there. Have to adjust my feet.
Pocket collapse, yeah.
Third read, because look, he looks at his first guy. Nope. Second guy. Nope. Third guy on the run. Just get him the ball. Doesn't have to look pretty. Gets it right to his hands. Running catch. Yards after the catch. And a first down for the Rare Breed.
And that was a tackle by Craig Pitts.
That's what I mean when I call him a game manager. He's just making right decisions out there. And that's why he's putting his team in a great position most of the time.
1st and 10, 11:45 left to go. In motion.
Play action there.
Throws it off to the screen.
Woo,
There's
good
Ant
pass.
Mo on the rocket screen.
And Mo got that speed.
Yeah, he came in against BIC, and on the first play that he touched the field, he took that rocket screen for a touchdown. But that's a great design from the Rare Breed. They go with the jet action with Pack Money, who's one of the faster edge running backs that you can, fear.
Right.
Makes the defense look the one way. And then they go with the easy rocket screen the other direction. Blockers out in front of them. Let's just get the first down and keep the ball moving.
And let's talk about the down lineman requirement, Corey. Like, run us through what you have to do.
So when you run a screen like that, if you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive line can run down the field on a screen and pick up a block, because they're probably going to go to a jet here.
And then off to the
Shovel pass to
tossless
Beefy.
ball!
Did he get it?
And it's caught by the Paterson U, Craig Pitts. A man who's known for running the ball on the defensive line finds it and turns this one over, and they're hoisted on their own petard as Paterson U will have the ball.
And there was almost too much trickery there. They go with the fake jet, and they go with the shovel pass inside. Beefy's not able to turn his body to get it there. And Craig Pitts, guys, defensive end in the A7FL.
Off the knee.
I don't know. That's going to be
knee.
close. But he's a defensive player in the A7FL. Long-time veteran, one of the MVPs of this defense for the U. Also a professional wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah. Known as the Pit Bull. And Craig Pitts, that one, it looked like an NFL street play, like one of those doink and dink grabs.
Yeah, we weren't even sure what was actually happening because the white ball got lost there in some of the white trim of some of these players' uniforms. But if that's a turnover, that takes what looked like was going to be an easy drive for the Rare Breed. Nice, easy sailing. And we talk about this a lot, guys. When you face the U as an A7FL team, sometimes teams lose before they even touch the field because they're intimidated by what the U can do.
Right.
And we talk about it. You mentioned it before, Matt. Are they just kind of feeling it out and getting ready for the big play? Because we know that this U team can score on one play, 2 play drives. Yeah. So it puts a lot of pressure on the offense to keep moving the ball down the field, keeps putting points up on the board.
And
if this stands, this is a total reset on the game, and the U can completely forget about that blunder of a 3 and out on the first drive of the game. Get the ball back in great field position, as we see here.
The ball doesn't touch the ground. It's a forward motion.
That is definitely a catch.
That is an interception.
Big play by Long Live Palestine, Big Mo Laffy, who's celebrating Ramadan and will only be able to eat on the football field as far as making plays until very late in the night. So shout out to him as he tipped the ball into Pitt's hands, but a great athletic play by the defensive player. Turnovers are big, guys.
Yeah, and taking a look, talking about Raheem Chaney, he went 7 for 9 against the Hawks in week 2, 13 for 27 heading into today, 345 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. He's only been sacked once in his 2 game of the week appearances. The rare breed will lose the challenge. It has been confirmed as an interception, and they have a timeout taken from them, which under 5 minutes in the first quarter. Losing a timeout in the first half, that's a big blow early on.
Yeah,
shot chaser combo that you don't want.
And now, like I said, this is what the U should be doing, at least to set up the game. Get some running backs in the backfield that are enormous and just pound the rock.
And they hand the ball to the big man. 32 to D-Train. Will he make it to one of the stops on his route, and it will be second down, and the tensions are high here after that interception, and the D-Train making his way back to the line.
And it takes both Beefy and the Wolverine to take down and derail a train moving on its tracks and saying, get out of the way. And it's an easy 3-4 yards on first down, stay ahead of the sticks. Pretty decent blocking, although maybe who calls himself Doo-Doo number 50, and maybe a little bit of a hole from Shaq McCutcheon.
That's right. What was that? You say calls him, what was that?
Doo-Doo?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I didn't make it up.
So it will be second down, and you see Freeman not necessarily happy with the call. 3 timeouts allowed in each half. And on the same way in the NFL and the other pro football, once you challenge, you lose that timeout. And it looks like we might have an injury timeout here. And the Paterson U will call a timeout.
There's definitely somebody from the Rare Breed sideline that forced him out of the game. And hopefully we see Wolverine return back, because if the Paterson U keeps with that type of offensive style, they're going to need a big-time linebacker to stop their run.
And this is the thing about the A7FL. Each team has 3 timeouts a half. The only way to really stem the tide outside of under the 2-minute mark in the second and the fourth quarter to stop play, stop that clock. Yep. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Paterson U. Quattro Huffman behind center. We've got Marcus McKinney, hard body as a starting running back. Joel Jumpman Rivera, Pat Coburn, Smokey at the wide receiver position. And
this U team is so deep. We talk about hard body is penciled in at the starter. But right there, you got Darrell Luck, top running back in this league. D-Train, one of the biggest running backs in this league.
Again,
and you also have SJ, and then Ice Cream Truck.
Man, forget all that. Listen, D-Train. Just look at D-Train.
That's what I said. This is what I would do if I'm the U.
50,000.
I'm looking at the team across from me, and they're not as big as my team when I got those guys out there. So make them stop me, especially when you got Ricardo Freeman going to the sideline, and I don't see him coming back on there. Maybe you look at number 8 for the Rare Breed, Freight Train, who again is one of those guys has no respect for his own body. He's playing football out there as hard as you possibly can with no pads on. But it'll be 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain, as we're still, Ryan Shamar for the U is talking down there. Maybe that's a Marcus
right
Cole.
Now, these stoppages in the game, how much do they affect the rhythm of your offense? Because this is the second play off the drive after a 4-yard gain. We saw that you on the first drive really weren't able to get into a good rhythm. Saw a couple of broken plays, 3 straight misses, and having to throw the ball off on 4th down. How does this stoppage really affect
for the U, they like to go with that hurry up. Yeah. And although the personnel that they have out right now, maybe not a hurry up personnel, as Dot Boss is at the top of your screen, and the ref looks like he's trying to shoot the ones with the corner out there. I don't know what's going on. But Dot Boss is a dangerous wide receiver. It looks like they're going to put their best cover corner, Ant Mo, who's also probably the only corner in the league that can size up with the just as big Dot Boss, who comes back in at tight end. So we're back into this tight, big formation.
Three
Well,
wide
second and
receiver
6.
set. The multiple-time A7FL champion and MVP Quattro Huffin will hand the ball off to the big man. The D-Train moving the ball down the field and gets it to the 39-yard line.
Every other running back in the league, that's a 2-yard gain, maybe except for Courage. That's 4 yards. And if you can get 4 yards every time, LJ, if my math doesn't mistake me, with 4 downs, that's a first down every time. So
With 3 downs.
not as maybe as sexy as you might expect.
3 downs is the first down.
But that's what I'm saying. You are allowed 4 downs, so if you get 4 yards each time, then you're definitely getting the first, as it's 3rd and 2.
A big handoff
Oh,
again.
good play
This one
call.
cuts through
Good
off
play
the
call.
reverse.
Everybody and their mama thought that D-Train was getting it again.
Another 4 yards. 3 times 4 is 12. First down for the U. And if they can just do this and make the rare breed honor that run as much as they should to stop them, then that's what's going to open up the play action, as you see probably Smokey out there, number 89 at wide receiver. Because a play action is how this team is going to kill you.
Last time we saw Quattro Huffin, he threw for 260 yards and 2 touchdowns, relying heavy on the run game today against this Baltimore Rare Breed defense. And the Rare Breed, like a bunch of crazed dogs out there trying to have some fun, derailed the D-Train, and it'll be 2nd down, no gain on that one.
Listen, that's some great team tackling right there. Sometimes if D-Train, the easiest way of getting those big guys down is lifting them up by their legs.
Looks like the U's going to try to hurry it up just a bit as they take out D-Train and put in SJ. A lot smaller, but not less tough, let's be honest.
Huff on his bicycle, throws this one deep. Smokey! What a catch! Rolls through, slips, slide, lights him up, but gets dropped at the 1-yard line, but it'll be first down.
That's my man Smokey. Wow. Up top, caught it up top his head, too small.
And you could call a team, the Kings, you could call them the Vikings, you could call them the Cobras. But whenever Pat Coburn is playing a team from Maryland,
don't do it. Don't be cold-blooded, Corey. No, national television.
He is putting people in a blender. And right there, that's just a great catch. And let's be honest, LJ, recently, that's the one thing that Pat might be having to work on is his catch. And they might pull.
He held on to it.
That's why I said
with
one
hand.
Yeah, but are they going to call that the number 88 for the Cowboys?
No.
Are they going to take it away from him?
And they get to
touchdown.
the end zone. Touchdown, Paterson U.
But no, that doesn't.
Using that hurry up to their advantage, lighting the lamp for the first time this afternoon. 7:37 remaining, a 1-yard run, and that will be Stephen Jones Jr. running it into the end zone.
5 minutes ago, guys, we just were talking about another first down for the Rare Breed, and I think every Paterson U fan at home was wondering what was going on with their team. Well, real quick turnaround, 6 points on the board, and
That's right.
If you're from Paterson and you're rooting for this team, you're feeling awfully good right now against a really good Rare Breed defense.
And we are back live here, 6-0 your score. And we have a bit of technical difficulties, but it'll be a 1-point attempt from the 5-yard line.
Silky Smooth in at quarterback. He likes to run the triple option here.
And don't forget Pat at the top, Pat can burn, Smoke at the top of your screen.
He's the one who scored that play to get him to the 1-yard line, but back to SJ, and he will glide on in and then go to the track, maybe do the 4x40, and it will be a 7-0 lead. Paterson converting on the 1-point conversion.
We talk about those all the time, and what the U does differently than a lot of teams is they have a design package for those 1-point conversions, design package for those 2-point conversions, and when Silky Smooth comes in, he knows how to get the job done and get those extra points, and those points are going to make the difference. I'm telling you right now, we always say it, but those points are going to make the difference down the road in this game.
And taking a look here around the A7FL, if you want to be a part of the A7FL, you want to own a part of this league, you want to bring a division to your town, you think you can bring it to Atlanta, think you can bring it to Dallas, Austin, maybe even Ohio, Cleveland. What's going on? Northern California and more. Go to a7fl.com/owners and be a part of the future of football. And this return intended for number 9, Marcellus Pack, will go out of play, and it will be the Rare Breed with the ball.
And we didn't get the perspective from the wide shot that you can really see it, but that's one of the most dangerous parts and aspects of this Paterson U team is the arm of Quatrell Huffin on these throw-offs. He can throw the ball 80 yards in the air at times, and right there, taking the ball out of Pac Money's hands and forcing the Rare Breed to drive 80 yards to tie this one up.
And he could certainly he can do that on the fly. And OG Buck, we saw before that interception, had the opportunity and has the ability to turn this momentum on a dime. But we'll see here. Take a look at this beautiful throw just across the field, a 40-yard pass, just like nothing, and get
very
brought
good
down at
throw.
the 1.
Much better catch.
Yes.
Yeah, great catch.
Not that it wasn't a good throw, because it was put right on the money and right where it needed to be, but with the good coverage, it was a way better catch by Pat Coburn and a great touchdown converted on the next play.
1st and 10, ball on the 20, and a flag on the play. Looks like it could have been a false start.
They're really using the speed of Pac Money on these jet motions to see if they can.
And so it'll be 1st and 15. Ball will be placed now on the 15-yard line.
So like I was saying, that the motion that they're doing with Pac Money, because of he has such speed, it puts a lot of pressure on the edge of the defense. And you saw it work on the rocket screen on the first play, but they're going to keep with that package and keep putting that top speed, it says on the back of his jersey, attacking the edge of the Paterson U, and ISAC number 52 at the top of your screen.
So it'll be 1st and 15. The handoff cuts upfield, and that one will only get him back to the initial line of scrimmage. Gain of about 5 on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10.
So even though you saw ISAC 52 playing really wide on that jet, Pac Money was able to get the corner, get 6 yards, which isn't a bad run, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
Oh, they gave him the extra yard on that one.
Favorable spot there. Oh.
No, it looked like he went out of bounds. It looked like a toss-up, just kind of where the ball was placed. But that's a play that the Rare Breed desperately needed after how the last 2 plays went for them.
Well, and when you put a man in motion like that and attack the edge, what it's going to do is going to spread the defense out, and maybe we can get some seams for the running game for the Rare Breed on the inside as they have to honor the speed from Pac Money.
And it will be 2nd and 9. Ball placed on the 21-yard line.
OG Buck got to make a play. OG Buck.
They got quads at the bottom of your screen. The Rare quad.
And you see the coming off the edge there. You see number 52. That's Joseph Negron, a.k.a. ISAC, and they have number 12 coming off the edge. OG Buck throws this one, caught, and there's a flag on the play.
So, yeah.
I was wondering why they were so open.
I was wondering why everybody, so many people open there. Oh, there's a flag. That's why they didn't go.
I know number 99, Big Mo, hasn't been eating a lot because of Ramadan, but he just stopped dead on that play. I was like, there's something up.
So it looks like it'll be flag on the defense. And
replay the down. So it'll be 2nd and 9, it looks like.
Back to that quad formation again. That's OG Buck. He had a lot of time. He had a lot of time back there.
Well, the gamble you take when you put out 4 wide receivers is that you only have 2 blockers, and if you do the math there's 3 guys coming after the quarterback. So he's going to have a free rusher, and he's going to have to make a quick decision, which is one of the strengths of OG Buck's game.
so it will be 2nd down. The snap off the screen, 2nd and 9. Not a lot of possibility here. Near his own end zone. Cutting upfield is OG Buck. OG Buck will get the first down and more. OG Buck will go to the 41-yard line.
Great run. Just good, nice good roll out there. No one was open downfield. Just use them legs. Again, Corey, like you mentioned earlier, that's him just taking his time and just waiting for the game to come to him.
And that's not an easy play for anyone involved. The defensive line is having to chase a guy who can easily get away from him. But what you have to do is you have to rush the back shoulder of the quarterback and not allow him to get outside, because that move by ISAC, if he rushes a little bit wider, OG Buck has nowhere to go, and it's going to be a 20-yard loss or an incompletion. Breaks contain. That's an easy 16 yards for the quarterback, and it'll be a first down for Rare Breed. Once again, moving the ball against the U. Now, the only thing that stopped them last time was that weird play call and the interception off a great athletic play by Craig Pitts. So it'll be 1st and 10. Rare Breed doesn't seem like they have any problems moving against this U defense.
No, they don't. And, you know, LJ, taking a look at this from the top down, the Rare Breed have momentum, but Paterson,
they got to keep an eye on Beefy at the bottom of your screen at tight end. He might slip out.
And OG Buck tipped up and caught.
Nice catch.
That's Tony Toe Tap, not by the sideline, which is his patented move.
My man Tony toe tap.
But the placement of the throw there, it looks like it's an easy throw because he's open. But what you have to do on that is you have to throw it over the second level of the defense, get it high enough so it doesn't get intercepted by those linebackers. Up and down ball, perfect placement from the quarterback. And it looks like the U doesn't necessarily want to rush Chaney full speed after that run. But look at the play. Gets it over Craig Pitts, right into the hands of the toe tapper. First down.
So interesting how he's able to cut right under, and number 23 not able to. Sadiq Pitts not able to maintain that level, try to get that first level, get underneath.
That's one of the hardest routes to cover is a crossing route all the way across the field. What he was hoping is that Craig Pitts was able to get his hand on that ball. But OG Buck says none of that.
None of that, sir. OG Buck in the shotgun set. What you going to do with it, OG Buck?
1st and 10.
And the pressure's on him. Not this time. No, no, no.
That's number 28.
CJ, right?
SJ, Stephen Jones Jr. with the tackle.
Remember they had that little scuffle earlier when he's going back and forth. He couldn't wait to flex, and he did the little flex back at him. So.
And you wonder, making OG Buck run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on all these plays. Looks like he's a little winded. So on 2nd and 16, that's a really tough spot because normally when you're winded as a quarterback, and I know.
How would you know? Never mind. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead, sir.
Man, I get tired from running away from defensive pass rushers. I don't even have to run around that much.
And if you are watching across the world, watch us on watchstadium.com. If you're not able to watch us on your TV provider, head on over to watchstadium.com. 90 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The U in the lead. In motion, OG Buck will jet upfield. OG Buck again using his legs to get the first down.
Guess he's not tired of he's calling his own. He's calling his own number to slow it down on the run play. But you see that motion from Pac Money. It's extending the defense, spreading them out, and then that's why on the quarterback counter, Buck's able to find an easy 7 yards.